Hi everyone, today I'm delighted to show you Team 2's beta showcase of Impossible Rescue. Within this showcase, I'll be providing an overview of all 4 levels included within the game, and then honing in on one level in particular in order to show you our gameplay. On the left here, we can see our player model being Danielle. Now Danielle is the main character within the game, and then we also have the side character being Shadow, the drone that will follow Danielle wherever she goes. Now the UI in our main menu is very basic and we'd love to iterate on this before the end of the project. Going into our level select, we can see all 4 levels that are included, so the first one being the Sol. Now for those of you who don't know, a Sol is a Mars day. Level 2 being Welcome Danger, level 3 Into the Mainframe, and level 4 On the Trail. Now as I said, I'm going to jump into the overview of all 4 levels now, and then it will be level 3 which we jump into in order to show the gameplay. It's important to note that within these levels, some assets are due to be changed, and many of them aren't completed just yet and require a little bit of work, so just bear that in mind for us. So here is level 1, our main tutorial level within our game. It is designed to teach the player many of the mechanics which are fine throughout their playthrough. It will also introduce Shadow, the player's drone companion, which will be with them throughout the level, telling them about the different mechanics they'll need to learn. Level 2 is all about teaching the player the shooting mechanics, and showing them the 2 different weapons which will be available to them. It's quite a lengthy level, but we feel like this is necessary as there is many enemies included within this level, in order to allow the player enough time to get used to shooting the weapons and destroying enemies. So here is level 3. The main focus of this level is to challenge the player with a new enemy type that they didn't get introduced to in level 2. We also wanted to give the player a chance to explore within this level, and there'll be many rooms that the player can find that are either on the side path or on the main path, where they'll be mandatory to follow in order to find the next key, terminal, or even more enemies. So here is level 4. The main challenge of this level is the timer aspect. The player must reach the end of the level before the time runs out, or risk failing and having to start the level again. Its focus is mainly on the player using all the utilities they've learned so far in order to help them to get to the end. The playstyle of this level is quite tight and concise to make sure that the player stays on track and doesn't get lost when trying to fight to find the end. So here we are in level. Within the levels there will be a main narrative that the player has to follow, and Shadow will be the one to tell them how to follow it.
The facility is turning into a maze, there is many routes to take. You need to find me a terminal so I can open the door at the end of this room. Watch out though, there are more defenses in your way.
So there we go, Shadow gives us a main objective to go on with. Before we get on, I'll talk about the main 2 weapons that will be available to us. The main static weapon, or the primary weapon, that will just keep firing at a continuous rate. Then we also have the secondary weapon, which is more of an explosive projectile. This projectile on hit will cause an area of effect, and anything within the area that is destructible will be destroyed. Out of these destructible barrels, or out of some of the enemies, they'll also drop health or salvage. Now health here will obviously increase our health if we weren't already full, and salvage is what can be used to upgrade our equipment at the end of each level. So let's get on. When we get into a turret's range, we'll see Shadow flash red, and that will give the player a warning to show that they're in range of these turrets and they'll start taking fire. If we stay in range of the turrets, they'll stop flashing, but when we go into the range of new turrets, or back into the range of the old turret, it will flash again. So let's enjoy some more barrels, see if we can get some more salvage. So there we go, we got very lucky in this one. It dropped us health and salvage, but sometimes it will only drop health or just salvage, and sometimes it won't drop anything at all. So in the bottom right you can see our salvage increasing. This is again UI that will be iterated on. So let's try and grab some more. We've also kept the line tracer in this build just to show you off the area of effects that will be used. But we'd love to create some sort of VFX maybe, or material that will help show the player where their explosive is going. So we had some locked doors on the left side of us, so we need to find a key. Now luckily I already know where this is, but there'll be a light over here for the player to see where the key is to help them guide the way. You'll also see when it gets dark that Shadow is helping light the way. It's very ironic that something called Shadow is lighting the area up, but we won't talk about that just yet. So let's head down into this new section which has now been unlocked. The doors were red originally, but now they're green just to show that it has been unlocked. And we'll really need Shadow's help here because we've got some enemies coming at us and taking a lot of damage on us, so we'll just get them out of the way. And also we have a terminal over here that will be iterated on, and now once the terminal is interacted with, Shadow will flash green for us to show that it's done.
Service door C5 now unlocked.
And then we can go to that door that we found at the end and progress with the rest of the level. So the dash that the player has can be used to simply get through the level faster, but also be used offensively and defensively. So if the player needs to get past some enemies, like these guys over here, I can just get behind them and then suddenly I'm shooting them in the back. Hopefully they won't murder me though before I murder them. There we go. Let's destroy some destructibles, maybe get some health back. Ooh, and we've also found a key card. Let's see where this heads us to. Let's pick up some small salvage. I'd love to get the chance to upgrade myself at the end. Looking like this door is the one that's upgraded for us, or been changed. So the assets that you see in this level are our server room assets. So these are only prevalent in level 3. And we also have the other biomes with being interior section and also the landing bay, which can be seen in level 1. So let's keep farming these barrels. I would love to get to full health before we get near the end of the level. There we go, that should be a good amount. Again, it's getting quite dark, but we got a shadow here to help guide us through. Now, some of the assets within this level are still being iterated on, so this definitely is not final. So that is mainly for the enemies, and you'll see some of the walls need a little bit of love just to get finished up. So there we go, plenty of salvage to hopefully allow us to buy something at the end. Let's just get these last two, we may as well. And then we'll walk into the end. So once we get this finished, there will be pads on the ground that the player will see rather than balls in the air at the moment. But you'll see there's 3 things that we can upgrade here. One being the dash, so we can increase the dash distance and decrease the dash delay. The second being the cooldown on the secondary weapon, so in the bottom left you'll see the UI. Once that circle fills up, the secondary weapon will be available for use again, but until that circle's filled up I can't use it. So hopefully if the player wants, they can decrease the cooldown of that and also increase its damage. Then the final one is the primary weapon damage, so we can increase the primary weapon's damage and then also increase its fire rate. So I think we'll go for the primary weapon. So now it shoots a lot faster than what it was, and it will also do a lot more damage to the enemies, or a tad more, let's say. So these variables are all stored when we go on to the next level, so another UI that we'll be iterating on before the game is complete. And then when we click on next level, you'll see our salvage.
From the command station, they're trying to shut down this part of the facility. Find me a terminal and I can get a location on an elevator to take us further.
There we go. You'll see our salvage in the bottom right that has stayed, and also the gun shoots as fast as it does now that we've upgraded it. So, as shown in the overview, this is level 4, and this will task the player with getting to the end before the timer runs out. So, I hope you've enjoyed the gameplay of our version of Impossible Rescue, and we can't wait to show you more.